Wait, is that street versus... Huh. Okay. I guess I don't really... Because this is... I guess this has to go on the... I guess... Okay. This is Michael. Shut the fuck up. Just Michael. Huh. Yeah, I want fucking comment on everything that he doesn't need to be commenting on. You know, sheesh. Yeah, it's Michael. Yeah. He's so fucking full of it. He's so fucking stupid. Yeah, he's so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, you seem to understand, not just Michael. It's this damn commentary that's so unnecessary. Oh, so cold. Now I don't have time. Power went out, so.
So that all the time. We'd be out of work soon. And we would be out of work, yeah. Yeah, because, right, yeah. I call like roughly 5 things per day the most important thing in America. But it's hard to argue that that's not the most important thing. Well, and morally speaking, I actually get angry when I think about what we are doing to our children and grandchildren. It is a word that is overused, unconscionable. It's horrific. It's selfish to the point of being a psychopath to be doing this to the future people of America. But enough said. Nobody wants to hear this. That's one way to look at it. It's also kind of the history of what humans do. So from that standpoint, it's just human nature. Crappy humans. What do you mean? What do you mean exactly? I'm not sure. Societies, not individual humans. Not all individual humans do this, obviously, but societies, this is what's happened. People start to vote themselves more stuff than they're willing to pay for. That's been the history of a lot of countries. So. Yeah. It's both a blessing and a curse to be part of the citizenry of a country that is the world's currency. And if we print dollars, people say, I'll take some of those over there. I mean, Venezuela tried to do the same thing. There are a lot of third world poop depository countries that have tried to inflate their way out of various economic situations. Dung holes. Yeah, we get to do it just because people keep buying our bonds. But as they say, if something can't go on forever, it will stop. Anyway. I appreciate I greatly appreciated that Scott Pelley asked the question and Jerome Powell weighed in on the fact that, look, the stuff that's expensive now, it ain't going back down, all right? Do y'all understand how this works? Yeah, finally, your cause. Well, it really is. It drives me nuts. And Joe Biden leans into it. You know what? People are stupid. So I'm going to claim it's the grocery store's fault that bacon still costs so much. That's not the way, you're pretending you don't know how inflation works or what it is. We should have worn that clip out. We got to grab that. From Friday, was it? That was one of the stupidest or most dishonest things I've ever heard in politics. That's saying something. The thing I don't know is how long this lasts, because I was a kid the last time we had inflation like this. So I'm still shocked when I go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and it's $50 for me and the 2 kids to eat there. Because it used to be $35. And now it's $50. And I haven't gotten used to it yet. And neither have most other people in America, apparently, based on the polling. At what point
when inflation gets back to around 2%? At what point do because this is all psychological. At what point do psychologically we stop being surprised by our grocery bill and what it costs at the restaurant? Would you guess? Does it take a year, 5 years? I mean, I'll bet it takes a while.
Well, it's psychological for you. If you get to the 25th of the month and you have no money left, then it's not psychological. It's practical.
Being shocked is psychological, though. At some point, you'd stop being shocked, even if it's...
Yeah, I'm getting there. I think as wages rise slowly and your buying power starts to edge a little closer to where it was, then it stops hurting the way it was. But yeah, Michael, you have that clip? Go ahead, why not?
Well, look, folks, things this country's have been pretty tough for a lot of people. We're making progress. Inflation is coming down. It's now lower in America than any other major economy in the world. The cost of eggs, milk, chicken, gas, and so many other essential items have come down. But for all we've done to bring prices down, there are still too many corporations in America ripping people off. Price gouging, junk fees, greedflation, shrinkflation. You see that article about the Snickers bars? Well, it's going to stop.
No, it's not.
America, we're tired of being played for suckers.
Neither is he, apparently. So, wow, does he sound terrible?
He conflated inflation and prices, and my hat off to Scott Pelley, who I often get mad at on 60 Minutes for pointing out they're different things. Inflation and prices are different things. Inflation has come down and prices aren't, and they got Fed Chairman Powell to explain that. The president is pretending they're the same thing. Inflation's come down, so why are the prices still high? Because the grocery store guy is screwed.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. That big grocery is getting us. That is just so terrible. Well, we talked about the NBC poll numbers. You can see what percentage of Americans are buying that horse crap.
Right.
And it's not many.
Right.
Wow, when you got nothing to run on, you run on bull crap, I guess.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've said this 100 times. I think most of the people in the media don't get the difference between prices and inflation.
I agree.
The way they portray this story all the time. Inflation is down. On the Sunday shows, the smart people. Those are supposed to be the smart people shows. On the Sunday shows, inflation's down. Why do people still feel like prices are too high? Because the prices are still too high.
Well, they may be quote-unquote educated, but they are not smart. They are morons. You're absolutely right. Oh, speaking of inflation, I read this. Alicia Finley wrote it for the Wall Street Journal, and it's a really, really good point, and I kind of sort of missed it. She writes, in case you missed the White House memo, the U.S. economy is fantastic. It's never been better. Stock prices, jobs are booming. Of course, as we learned last week, it's like one sector of the market is up. Tech. Everything else is flatter now. Oof is right. Anyway, inflation and mortgage rates are falling. Happy days are here again. Yet many Americans remain unhappy. What gives? And this is so smart. One explanation could be that government measures of inflation don't fully reflect rising prices. The inflation stats can be deceiving. Shrinkflation, we know that you only got 4 cornflakes in a box, right?
4 cornflakes, not enough to fill a spoon.
You get a big old jar of Planters peanuts, and there are 2 peanuts rattling around in the bottom of it. But how about this? Shrinkflation, paying the same price for noticeably smaller quantities of the same thing, isn't appearing only in grocery aisles. It's everywhere. Americans may be paying around the same prices as they did a year ago, but they're often getting less. And here are the examples. Take airline fares, which, according to the Consumer Price Index, showed it fell 9.5% last year. That sounds nice, until you consider that the calculation heavily weighs the lowest available fare for a trip. Typically offered by a budget airline, which requires customers to pay more to bring on a carry-on, to select a seat, to get any decent leg room. You want a Coke, you're paying for it. You want a paltry bag of little pretzels, you're going to pay for that too.
Oxygen,
and that's not exactly. A door plug that won't fly off, that's a $20 surcharge. And that doesn't show up in the CPI. The fact that they've made what used to be the package deal now be just a very, very basics, and you want anything on top of that, you got to pay for it. CPI doesn't measure that.
That explains why I've read all these articles about airfares being so cheap, but the last several times I've flown, it's like, wow, that seems expensive. Okay.
And they give a couple more examples, video streaming services.
I wasn't flying shoestring airline and checking myself in as luggage and hiding in the luggage compartment. I had to pay price on a real airline.
Right. Streaming services have recently introduced lower cost plans with ads, and so it's kind of, well, it's an interesting way of doing the same thing. Hey, we're basic service is going to remain $14.99. No inflation here, President Biden.
Right.
But we're going to hammer you with, whatever you don't want to see for, unless you want to pay the extra. Auto insurance rates up over the last year because costs for vehicle repair, parts and rental, as well as litigation have shot up. So, again, there's a lot of inflation that hasn't been measured accurately. We'll post this if you want to read the whole thing, ArmstrongandGetty.com under Hot Links.
Oh, look at my notes here.
Oh, that's right. I had one more thing I wanted to discuss. Do we have time? Yeah.
Joe, one more thing.
I've been sitting on this for a while. This is so pathetic. The city and county of Los Angeles are so plagued by copper wire thefts. The lights are going out here, there, and everywhere. The city is being like, it's one of those chop shops where they steal your car, chop it up, and ship the parts to various ports of entry around the world. Well, the city of Los Angeles is like having that done to it. It's stripped like an abandoned house. And it's become such a crisis now that they're trying to figure out what to do, how to prosecute, how to guard everything. The lawlessness is so rampant. People are just going yoink and like stealing lampposts and stuff.
At least
we cannot prosecute our way out of the desperation that we have.
Yeah, how's your utopia coming along there?
At least they arrested Killer Mike at the Grammys. Didn't let him get away with his crime. That's what makes it seem so crazy to me. Whatever Killer Mike did in a dust-up with the security guard. You got so much crime within a mile of that arena that nobody's paying any attention to whatsoever. This is who's getting arrested?
Right. You got the city council saying, putting out the word to the populace, hey, if you see anybody, like, carrying a veil lamp post, a street light, or pulling all the wires out of your local police department, could you call us or something? Lawlessness has run amok. Thank you, metal guy.
The Apple Vision Pro headset thing starting to dribble out to people who bought it, and the reviews are coming in. Came across an interesting review that might interest you, especially if you're a parent, I thought. Among other things we can talk about coming up.
Armstrong and Getty.
Talk 650 is giving you a chance to win $1,000 13 times a day, every weekday. Just listen for the keyword. When you hear that word, enter it on our website, KSDE.com.
Brought to you by Subcontractors United. Subcontractors United gives you the winning opportunity to choose a home improvement contractor and manage your project with ease and confidence without giving up your personal information. Your home, your choice, your way. Subcontractors United.
Keep listening to Talk 650 KSDE.
In a crisis, your number one need is food. Because when things go sideways, it's always one of the first things to sell out. But if you wait to stock up, all you'll find at the grocery store are crowds of desperate people and empty shelves. That's why FEMA and the Red Cross say you need at least 72 hours of non-perishable food. But here's the good news. For Patriots, the trusted preparedness company is offering listeners of this station a special buy one, get two free deal on its best-selling 72-hour survival food kits. This new and improved kit has 20 servings of delicious food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all designed to last for 25 years. It sells for $29 and has been rated 4.4 stars by thousands of happy customers. When you act quickly and buy one kit, you will get two more kits absolutely free. That's 3 kits for the price of one, $58 in free food. Go to freefood2.com. That's freefood2.com. This deal won't last. Go to freefood2.com now.
Take us with you on your free iHeartRadio app for your music, radio, and podcast. Now, traffic on Talk 650 KSDE.
Tracking
crash on the westbound Cap City Freeway around Arden. At last check, it's 14 minutes west on the Cap City Freeway from the split to downtown. An eastbound Cap City Freeway crash around Expo into the center divide. Westbound Highway 50 Fulton to downtown, 26 minutes. Traffic every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons on KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
This report is sponsored by the California Department of Public Health. What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Courage to learn the facts and know the signs. And confidence to talk to your healthcare provider about screening and early detection. Find out how you can take on Alzheimer's at takeonalz.com.
Hi, this is John Scambray, Co-Chief Investment Officer of One Source Wealth Management, with an important and exciting announcement. If you are retired or about to retire, and you're concerned about high inflation, recent investment volatility, world conflicts, and what to do with your retirement in response to those things, call 916-967-3500 to register for our March 13th workshop at the Old Spaghetti Factory on Sunrise in Roseville from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Call 916-967-3500. At the workshop, you'll learn how to enhance your retirement income and protect your hard-earned money. Again, to register for the March 13th no-obligation workshop at the Old Spaghetti Factory in Roseville from 6 to 7:30 p.m., call 916-967-3500.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Name, image, and likeness has changed college football forever. Managing a team has become nearly impossible. That was brought to light last week after BC head coach Jeff Hafley left the team to take the defensive coordinator job at the Packers. Hafley's reasoning was due to the new age of college football. And with no solution in sight, this could very well be a reoccurring issue for college football moving forward. I'm Dan Patrick.
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
If you're looking for a realtor who's a cut above the rest, you should talk to Terry Cicchetti. Hi friends, Sam Shane here. Terry has a proven track record of success, both buying and selling homes. And she responds. You call Terry, she'll call you right back. Terry builds long-term relationships with her clients based on trust. Call Terry Cicchetti now. Dial pound 250. Say the key phrase, talk to Terry. She delivers results. Terry Cicchetti, making real estate dreams reality. Dial pound 250 and say, talk to Terry.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Cooking at home, harmony in your wallet, you will eat a lot cheaper. Harmony at
Stop kicking me.
home. Children who eat dinner at home with the family. Dave Ramsey. Rates go up, delinquency goes down. Today at 3 on Talk 650 KSTE. KSTE.
Ago, President Biden won the South Carolina Democratic primary, barely edging out his closest rival, Time.
That's a good joke.
Yeah. Hey, I just read a speech that RFK Jr. made at a big campaign rally. I think it was in Vegas, but it doesn't really matter. Going after Trump. If he gets attention enough for people to hear him, he's going to hurt Trump.
So, okay, yeah, to that question with all these third-party candidates, do they take more from Biden or Trump? I in my own life, I know a number of Trump fans that are pretty big, have a lot of interest in RFK Jr.
Yeah, I know the conventional wisdom is he'll hurt Biden more, but his going after Trump was pretty scathing, and it had to do with all of the swamp creatures he's hired and depended on, and how much influence they had in the administration.
Well, that's, as you know,
I thought it was interesting.
That's my biggest caveat on all these polls. So, Trump leads Biden by 5 in the NBC poll. Okay, but that's not what the election's going to be. There's going to be like 3-4 other candidates that get somewhere between 2 and 20%. And you got to factor that in. Anyway. I'll hit this news story before I get to what I wanted to talk about. Canada has halted already its controversial assisted suicide program for the mentally ill.